I just want to go out. But at the same time, I need to graduate. And I'm pretty sure most of you guys feel the same way about school. Sometimes you feel overwhelmed, or sometimes you just want to stop whatever you're doing and you just want to give up. But yet you just think about the future and how how your family will be. Why should you care about me talking to you about school today? Well, school had an effect on you too. So we should all get together and take a stand for our kids and for our younger siblings. I personally do not like school. Um, and I really dislike homework. How many of you guys dislike homework? Yeah. Now, can you imagine always having to bring your work site home with you all the time and not having any time for yourself or having any time to spend with family or friends? That's what homework is to me. Now, I believe we should have more fun and no stress. Too much homework is something most of us dislike, and by learning about this problem, you will realize that homework does give you a lot of stress and it can also give you other type of symptoms. First, I will talk to you about homework. Then I'll talk to you about the teachers, and then lastly, I will say what I believe is best. Now, I will talk to you about the homework. As I looked up the definition of homework on Google, homework is schoolwork that student is required to do at home, and it's supposed to help you in a certain situation. What type of situation are we gonna have homework for? Like, with homework, sometimes you end up not having an appetite, or sometimes you forget that you haven't even eaten, and it's probably 5 hours passed by, and then without eating and giving your body the proper nutrition, you start to develop headaches, and sometimes your eyes start to hurt. And also, if you're looking at the screen for too long, then you end up having to need glasses because of homework. And sometimes you end up thinking about dropping out of school because it's too overwhelming for you to handle. And I know this may sound crazy, like literally it may sound crazy, but some students might even want to kill themselves. And I'm incredible on saying this because one of my friends, she was too overwhelmed with homework, and the teacher would always pick on her because he knew she wouldn't do her homework. So that's another reason why she just wanted to like disappear because of homework. Um, as I read this article, as Homer Gross wrote this argument against it, posted on September 12, 2006 by Valerie Setchers on WashingtonPost.com. She states that there is no more benefit academically after studying for 2 more hours. And I totally agree with that. Because how many of you study for tests and do homework all night, but do you actually learn something from it out of all those hours you put into it? No, right? And also, some students don't learn from doing things over and over and spending a lot of time onto it because then you start to get distracted, you lose focus, and you just start to lose the interest in doing your homework and you just push it aside. So, since I talked to you about the homework, now I'm going to talk to you about the teachers. Now, let's be honest. Some teachers don't know how to teach. Sorry, Mr. um, Sometimes the teachers expect us to learn from them, but how are we able to grasp anything if we don't understand anything that they're talking about in the class? Like, here's a quote from Albert Einstein. It says, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it. And even though there's some professors and other teachers that do have a degree on a specific subject, but do they really understand the subject to be able to teach us about it? I don't really think so if we end up having questions on the problems or different assignments or even questioning the class. How many of you guys think this is a problem too? Yeah. As I read an article posted on November 14, 2013, by Monica Bungle. Sorry, I practice this word a lot. Okay. Korean Online Net, the online website for Korean education, she says that busy work doesn't help by learning. And again, this is also when you're cramming for a test and you have homework piled up maybe this high because of all the reading you have to do and the preparation for tests and also projects that you need to do. And oh, sorry, I didn't do this. This is one thing from that I found. It says if a single teacher can teach us all the subjects, then why should a single student be able to learn all the subjects? And this is something that happens on our daily base, like each day. First, we go to one class, we get an assignment, then another one, and then we get a project, and then we have two tests to worry about the next day or in a couple of weeks. And then this is what we start to think. My teacher is trying to kill me, and then no sleep. And what do we get? No sleep throughout the night because we're up at 3 or 5 a.m. in the morning trying to finish our homework, wondering if we're going to finish it on time or not. According to debate.org, the organization, an organization where people around the world can just say anything they want. It was last updated in 2015, and 73% of the people agree that we shouldn't have much homework. And only 27 say we should. And honestly, I believe that if we have less homework, we're able to interact more within the classrooms and we'll actually be learning something. Because there's some teachers that just give you a book and expect you to just read out of the book and do assignments out of the book. Do you really learn out of that? No. You need interactions with the professors, with other classmates, and that's what we need more in the classrooms instead of always having homework and not doing anything. After discussing about the teachers, now I'll tell you what I think could be best. We spend we spend we spend most of the day at school in the mornings. So I believe once it's the afternoon, we should be able to have times for ourselves. Like we should have homework within the classrooms or towards the end of the class have time towards the end of the class to do homework because the teachers are getting paid to teach us. And if we're not learning anything within the classrooms, then what is the point of us going to school? Um, now let's wrap things up. I'm pretty sure most of us can agree that homework is something most of us can find an interest in. And hopefully, you learned a little bit more about this problem and noticed that homework can cause stress and depression and other things. I talked to you about homework, then I discussed to you about the teachers, and I told you what I think could be best. Now, here's a quote of a 9-year-old. She said, imagine everything you said, your teacher shows it to the principal, and the principal agrees with it, and then it happens. That would be a dream come true. Said by a 9-year-old in 2015. So,